और अभी आपको बराह रास्त लिए चलते हैं चेयरपर्सन पीस एंड कल्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मशाल मलिक का तकरीब से खिताब जारी है।
We're not allowed to speak, ladies and gentlemen. We're not allowed to meet. We're not allowed to send letters. We're not even allowed to send emails. And he's there since almost 6.5 years. So this is what happens to a man who chose the path of Gandhi and Jinnah when international establishment convinced him when he was in jail in the early 90s, when he was leading the armed resistance movement, and he was the pioneer of the armed struggle. And at that time, the world said that if you follow the peaceful path and the people of Kashmir follow that, the world will acknowledge and listen to them in the same manner as they did with Jinnah and Gandhi. But unfortunately, the price that every Kashmiri is paying, we all know, we've all discussed, but the economic loss, the political loss, the social loss, the spiritual loss, the moral loss, every day, what Kashmiri people go through. But this just giving you in a nutshell that the recent escalation that took place last year, because the world had quite conveniently forgotten where Kashmir is, or do Kashmiris even live on this planet? And suddenly a false flag happened in Pahalgam, and then the entire world was signaled unsafe because it led towards a full-fledged short 4-day war. And why did President Trump and the world bodies come towards a ceasefire? Why didn't it immediately happen in the case of Palestine and Israel conflict? Why not in the conflict and the war between Iran and Israel? Why not between the war in Armenia or Ukraine-Russia? Why did the world bodies, the world powers unite to de-escalate the situation only in Kashmir right after Pahalgam and that short war? Because the chances of a nuclear war were very high. This is the only nuclear flashpoint in the world, and the only resistance force to stop any kind of skirmishes, any kind of, God forbid, a micro-nuclear exchange, because the risk factors, the chances are very high. It's almost a 7 times larger enemy that the Pakistan forces fight. The reason is the barrier, you could say, or the wall that is resisting against any kind of misadventure is the peaceful resistance movement of the people of Kashmir. And who has the torch of this is my husband, because naturally he was the founder of the armed resistance, and when the international world convinced him and he followed the peaceful path and he became the icon of political democratic resistance. And if he gets hanged, and that's what Modi wants, that what example is Modi setting for the people of Kashmir? That peace, democratic voices, peaceful resistance, unarmed advocacy for their rights to self-determination have no worth in the world. What option do they have then? The only option that they have left is armed resistance, or picking up stones, or becoming suicide bombers. But mind you, they're not Palestinians. They're not from any other war zones of the world. One bullet being shot there, the whole world is signaled unsafe. So if their top leader is hanged and the next crucial hearing is happening on 22nd of April, if anything happens to him, then the reaction that is going to come from the people of Kashmir is unimaginable, because they've reached that threshold. They have tried every way whatsoever, peaceful tools, to share their grief, their problem, and also to actively contribute as peace builders of the world, especially after 9/11. When the world order changed and, you know, the whole world, all these
इस्लामाबाद में चेयरपर्सन पीस एंड कल्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मशाल मलिक का तकरीब से खिताब जारी था। उन्होंने कहा कि कश्मीरी कैदियों को इंसाफ के बुनियादी हक से महरूम रखा जा रहा है। उन्होंने कहा कि भारत मकबूजा कश्मीर में इंसानी हकूक़ की बदतरीन खिलाफ वर्जियों में मुलव्विस है। भारतीय निज़ाम इंसाफ के तहत कश्मीरियों के साथ इम्तियाजी सलूक रवा रखा जा रहा है।